Wake up to a cloudy day, dark rolls in and it starts to rain. Staring out to the cage like walls, time goes by and the shadows crawl. Crushing candy, crushing pills, got no job, mom pays my bills. Texting exes, get my fills, sweating bullets, Netflix chills. World's out there singing the blues, 20 more dead on the evening news.
Eddie from Moto 2 Diesel Crew. Today we install some new lights in the hutch, so stay tuned and let's check them out. I also got this aerosol can holder. I'm going to test fit it here in a couple minutes and figure out exactly where I want it. But this will be, you know, it's primered right now, so I'm going to wet sand and paint it the color that I want. So that'll be the first thing that we do today. Get into mounting it and just checking that out real fast. So I got some hardware here, some nuts and bolts and washers. We'll just be mounting this thing. Oh, see that? That worked well. Mounting this thing first off to see if it fits where I want it to fit. And then we'll be going back through and painting it at some point. So right there seems good. I'll put some nuts and bolts on the back side, and then we'll test out to see if the cans fit in there well. Now the next thing I did for the most of the day was go back through and cover up all my wiring here. I'm going to shut down the lights a little bit so we can take a look at this without blinding ourselves. But up through here I used my new cable covering to kind of tie everything together. I'm just one of those kinds of guys that likes to have stuff look, you know, pretty congruent and keep with kind of like a theme, I guess you could say. So overall, the lighting project was very easy. It's just going back and getting the right materials. This is what the cable covering is. It's kind of like a Chinese finger trap, if you'd ever seen that. I'm going to do a quick demo to show how I figured out the best way to use it was, and then we'll go from there. So step one is going to have whatever you're wanting to cover up. This happens to be a record USB cord. You're going to need your big spool of the wire cup in here and not lose the end, which I did. Alright, found the end here. You're going to want to measure out pretty much the size of the piece that you're going to need, so something along the lines of this. Have a good pair of cutters. Then you cut it. And right here's the important part. You want to make sure that it doesn't come all frayed apart. You're going to take a lighter. You're going to take your lighter, heat up just barely so it's melting around the outside of the circle. Take a punch, stick that in there all the way up to about as big as you want the opening to be, and then grasp around it. And what that does is it gives you a nice even end where it's not all frayed and whatnot. Now for the other side you can do the same thing. This one's going to have to be a little bit bigger, so this is all dependent on, you know, your application of what you're putting it over. So for this one we'll do the same process. We'll heat that up a little bit. We'll take our punch, stick it all the way in there, and since that end's a little bit bigger, we'll go a little bit deeper. Then you take whatever you're working with here. At some point it's going to start to get pretty tough. So what you do is you just kind of ball it up and push it. And then once you've got the ends where you want them, you can kind of just take your lighter, heat up all around it, and then pinch it down, and it makes it look closed. So it really cleans up the look of it. But you know, this will just protect and save this cord that much longer. Now I forgot what I searched for, but this is just lime green cable protector, and I just found it on Amazon. It was really cheap. I think it was $10 total. So you can see how much I've got left. I've been, you know, I messed up a bunch of times, so I'll be able to make a bunch of different other stuff out of it. So this was definitely a good buy. So the next item I got, oop, I just broke it. Packaging isn't that good. Well, we're into it now. We'll just rip and tear, I guess. Hold on. So the next item I got was this OEM Tools 6-port charging station. This is what it looks like. It's got some good heft to it. I thought it was going to be magnetized, but this is what the overall look of it is. I'm going to put it in one of my corners so I can charge phones and different things from, you know, this side of the box. But it comes with this and your charging cord. So I might end up trying to put some of this over it, but I don't think it's going to work, but it might. But if not, we'll set it up and we'll give you guys a good look to see what it looks like just hanging out in the corner of the box. So I'll do that right now. And here it is, just hanging out in the corner. Looks pretty nice, and it's not going to take up a lot of room. I might flip it upside down and have it stuck to the top of this, or the bottom of this actually, cabinet top. But I'm really digging the green lights. I'm probably going to end up putting in another row of them up in here. I've got a ton of extra. That's kind of a good segue into what comes in the LED light kit. Basically, you got a big long strip of the LED lights, and I've got connectors to there's specific spots where you can cut these so you can plug them into more. So you get 32 feet of the actual LED strip with adhesive. You get some extra connectors. You get the controller and all the plugins to make them light up. I'll go through some of the functions here real fast. So it's got a bunch of different, you know, it's got fades, jump. It jumps around, it has auto. The ones I like are just the regular colors, and then you can get in here and you can turn the color all the way down to almost nothing. Turn it back up. So it's bright as can be. And then you can just swap through those. But the white is like a combination of all the colors together. That's how you get white out of them. Really odd. And then I think we can make that only the white is flashes, is what I can figure out so far. Then my last little thing for my Amazon extravaganza was this 15-pound magnetic pickup tool. Looks like it's got about an arm's length reach on it. It's super powerful. It's just one of those tools. It's got knurling at the end of it. Just one of those tools that you always need to have laying around. I've got a couple of them, but this one was super cheap. It's got a big base on it, so you'll probably be able to pick up just about anything you want. See if you can get that out of there. You know, that's a pretty full can of WD-40. You can see how strong it is picking it up. So this is a good little buy. SF Tools, part number 8036 TM. So I hope you guys liked this quick little video. I had a pretty busy day today, so I was just trying to mess around with a couple little things. Test out a couple little options. I'm going to be stringing the lights up a little bit differently. I didn't take all the sticky tape off. I took some of it off, and I've got some connectors to be able to form it to different areas. But I think I'm going to definitely go above the shelf with it. And I really like this, though. I like the different transitions it has. I like that you can speed them up, slow them down, and I also like the static colors. You know, you can get the green going, and then we can turn that right up. I think that's all the way up. Turn this all the way down, and it gives a pretty cool effect in here, you know. We'll get one of these crazy fades going back out. But it's pretty sweet, you know. It's just one of those things. I had a little extra time, and I thought it would be really cool to have. So just something to play with, you know. Doesn't really serve any purpose other than it's cool. But it kind of looks white on the camera. But as always, you know who it is. Eddie from 802 Diesel Crew. Have a great day. That's all I got today.
Downtown 65 southbound in the middle of Tennessee. Yeah, I left black marks on every turn, too sharp like both.